Come with me. A rich CEO found a cold nurse at a bus stop, then took her home. Rain poured down in sheets, the kind that made every streetlight blur into glowing halos. It was nearly midnight, and the bus stop outside St. Catherine's Hospital was nearly deserted, except for her. Clara sat stiffly on the cold metal bench, her scrubs damp, her hair clinging to her face. She had worked a double shift, 12 hours of emergencies, tears, and exhausted families. When she finally clocked out, the buses were running late, and she had no umbrella. She hugged her thin jacket tighter, fighting the shiver in her chest. That's when a sleek black car pulled up to the curb. Its tinted window rolled down to reveal a man in a tailored suit. His face was sharp, his eyes intense, and he spoke just 2 words. "Come with me." Clara froze. "Excuse me." The man leaned forward, concern softening his otherwise commanding expression. "You'll catch pneumonia out here. It's dangerous this late. Get in." "I don't even know you," she said firmly, though her voice trembled from the cold. He gave a faint smile. "Then let me introduce myself. Adrian Cole, CEO of Cole Enterprises." Clara blinked. She'd heard the name everybody had. He was one of the city's most powerful men. But what was he doing stopping for her? "I appreciate the offer, Mr. Cole," but the wind picked up, carrying a bitter chill. Clara coughed, her lips pale. Adrian's jaw tightened. He stepped out of the car, removed his expensive coat, and draped it over her shoulders. "Don't argue," he said gently, his voice dropping the sharp CEO edge. "You've been saving lives all day. Tonight, someone takes care of you. Please come with me." Something in his tone disarmed her defenses. Against her better judgment, she nodded. Minutes later, she found herself inside a warm penthouse, light spilling across marble floors and soft leather furniture. It was a world far from her small apartment and late-night bus rides. Adrian handed her a cup of tea. "You look after strangers for a living, but who looks after you?" Clara stared into the steaming cup, caught off guard by the sincerity in his voice. "No one," she admitted quietly. "I guess I never expected anyone to." Adrian studied her, as if seeing past the scrubs and exhaustion. "Then tonight, let me change that." For the first time in years, Clara felt the walls around her heart begin to thaw. She had stepped into a stranger's car, but somehow, in his presence, she no longer felt like a stranger herself, and neither of them knew it yet. But that rainy night at the bus stop was the beginning of everything. The night shift was over, but the city never slept. Clara adjusted her bag on her shoulder as she stepped outside St. Catherine's Hospital, her feet aching in shoes that had lost their cushioning months ago. The glass doors slid shut behind her, muffling the distant beeps of monitors and the shuffle of tired staff. Outside, rain pelted the pavement in hard sheets, washing neon lights into the gutters. The bus stop was empty except for her. She sat down, the cold metal seeping through her scrubs. A schedule pinned to the shelter said the next bus wouldn't arrive for another 40 minutes. 40 minutes in the storm. She pulled her jacket tight, but it was no use. The wind carried needles of rain straight into her skin. She tilted her head back and laughed bitterly. Of course, it had been one of those weeks, where every patient seemed to need more than she had to give, and every shift stretched longer than the last. A teenager had crashed his motorcycle that morning. A mother had lost her baby that afternoon. She had smiled, comforted, stitched, and cleaned, but now that she was off duty, no one was left to comfort her. A low hum broke through her thoughts. She turned to see sleek headlights slicing through the rain. A black car slowed, far too polished to belong in this neighborhood at midnight. It stopped right in front of her. The tinted window slid down. A man leaned out, his dark hair neat despite the weather, his jaw sharp enough to be carved from marble. His suit was still immaculate, as though the storm didn't dare touch him. His voice was deep, commanding, but softened by something she couldn't name. "Come with me." Clara blinked. "Excuse me." You shouldn't be sitting here alone in this weather. You'll catch your death before the bus comes. His gaze swept over her scrubs, damp hair, trembling hands before returning to her eyes. Get in. I'll take you home. Her nurse's instinct kicked in. I don't even know you. Then allow me. His lips curved, but it wasn't a smirk. Was the kind of smile that invited trust. Adrian Cole, CEO of Cole Enterprises. Clara froze. Adrian Cole. She'd read about him in business magazines, left in waiting rooms. Real estate mogul, self-made billionaire, the kind of man people whispered about with awe or envy. He had no reason to stop for a stranger at a bus stop. She stood abruptly. I appreciate it, Mr. Cole, but I'll wait for the bus. The wind picked up, tugging her jacket open. Clara coughed into her sleeve, embarrassed. Adrian's expression shifted, impatience edged with genuine concern. He opened the car door, stepped out into the storm, and without hesitation, shrugged off his coat. It was tailored, expensive, far too fine for the rain. Yet he draped it over her shoulders, as if nothing mattered more. Don't argue, he said, softer now, almost pleading. You've spent all day taking care of strangers. Tonight, let someone take care of you. Please come with me. His words disarmed her more than his title or his wealth. He didn't sound like a billionaire. He sounded like a man who saw her, and, for once in her life, Clara let someone see her. Adrian's penthouse sat above the glittering skyline, but Clara hardly noticed. She was too busy feeling awkward in his spacious living room, damp shoes left by the door, his coat still heavy on her shoulders. The warmth of the fireplace contrasted so sharply with the bus stop chill that she wanted to cry. Adrian handed her a steaming cup of tea. Chamomile, he said, for the nurse who looks like she hasn't slept in 3 days. Clara accepted it carefully, her hands trembling. How do you know I'm a nurse? You smelled faintly of antiseptic, and your hands, his gaze dropped to them. They're tired hands, but steady. A surgeon's hands are different. Yours are for healing. Clara swallowed hard, caught off guard. Few people noticed things like that. He leaned back in his chair, studying her with quiet intensity. You look after people for a living, but who looks after you? She stared into her cup. The tea's steam blurred her vision. No one, she whispered. Adrian's jaw tightened. He seemed like the type of man who was used to solving problems instantly, but with her, he only spoke gently. Then maybe tonight, he said, that changes. Clara lifted her eyes to his. For the first time in years, she felt the walls she'd built around her heart begin to thaw. She had stepped into a stranger's car, but in this stranger's eyes, she saw something frighteningly dangerous hope, and neither of them knew it yet. But that rainy night at the bus stop was the beginning of everything.